one elimination game yesterday, if you recall, which of course would all alive is the way to start it, right? A lot of teams though around Blue TM DX, you can see one of those teams is Team Spirit on that split. It looks like they're pushing out to the edge to potentially try and sweep their backfill against Asia Mix, against Blue TM DX, and against Farsi again.
You get that scout out, and I think with that next circle, potentially they pull back a little bit. They have a great compound where Nomi's currently sat just to hold all of these teams out. So Team Spirit, this is maybe not as worth it to them anymore. You wouldn't really want someone like 1715 rocking up towards you. There's even the compound just to the eastern side of the ridge there, to the left of Nomi on your screens, that they could pick. I think they're looking more for elimination points, and fair play to them. If they've got the confidence from yesterday, they want to pick up elimination points and play the games off the back of that. We've seen that win in international tournaments in terms of going for low placements but high elims every game.
Does have an impact, that's for sure. Asia Mix, they're trying to move through. It's like Team Spirit do disengage that. They rotate away from that hold, and Asia Mix might have to deal with Far Voice Gaming on that eastern side. A little bit further north, Team Spirit's still on the hunt. They are really keen to clear their back and make sure that they can fight in the forwards arc only, not have to worry about those flanks. One for all on their west, maybe a danger, but here comes that clash potential between Asia Mix and Far Voice Gaming. Asia Mix really picked up their feet towards the end of yesterday. You can see they're up in 5th place with 40 points on the tables. If they can keep it going here.
Yeah, it did feel like some of their games were slightly lucky in terms of being sort of the off angle versus teams that had fought their way into the circle a lot of times. I mean, by no means they're bad when it comes to gun skill, because they actually do have pretty good gun skill in those moments. Outclassed by some teams in this lobby. You also understand why Team Spirit is being so overextending down towards that south side, just because of this circle. There's a lot of opportunities for very wide wraps on this one because it was such a central shift. So it's difficult to isolate some of those angles. So I sort of get why they held so close to the circle there and now are backing it up to that compound I was talking about earlier. 1715, top of Potato Hill, not really holding any angles. They're playing very deathballly towards the top there.
Seems to be how they like to do it. Oh, Morris gets... No, he doesn't get the bandage off. I don't think so. Taken too low in the zone. Stage 3, so this is Resable, but that's not going to happen. You got players bearing down upon you. 2 players descend, and neither of them going to go down either. A nice pick up on 2 points there to take Blue TM down to half, but Far Voice Gaming have lost a player in the meantime. Inow's potentially going to bleed out. They need to get further forwards on this one. 2 players, the remnants of Blue TM. They want the rest of the fight. Luna's there. They might be able to catch him if he doesn't have the vehicle to get away with it. The smoke blooming. No nades in hand for Gyro.
Nades at the top here, very easily nadeable position with them all ticking down on zone 4. There should be some fairly easy nades to hit. Some of them go a little bit too far, but the back stop is there. We'll take down 1. Don't think they have too many threats in the area now, so they can just pick each other up, but stage 4 is going to hurt. I don't actually think they can even res without player going down, so they're just going to have to sit them in the vehicle. In the meantime, Team Spirit takes 2 knocks from Asia Mix.
Asia Mix have been marauding the east side for a while. Matic does have an answer, though. A lovely spray now, maybe looking for even more. It is Nomi and Matic now in action, but Kitsune's down at a distance and effect has already been flushed away. He's spraying, he's suppressing his teammate, but he's low on ammo there. Doesn't have the most to be getting on with. So any spray he can get would be excellent. Asia Mix going to pick their teammate back up, Keme, into the fold. But here's a nade coming through. Nomi has moved on in. Maybe some retribution. That nade looks pretty good. Right on top, gets the re-knock and another one as well. Right onto Retro, it feels like he knows the nade, and he's going to launch it straight over the top. Retro eats another 3 knocks for Nomi. All of a sudden, it's topsy-turvy. 2 versus 4 becomes 2 versus 1. On action, and lost his way into the circle. Nowhere near to get these reses.
Takes a heavy beating as well from Nomi on a really long-range spray. So practically 1v3 there from Nomi. We can tell why we call him one of the best players in Europe. He's so strong. In EMEA, sorry. Again, I think this is the same mistake we saw yesterday from the guys on Team Spirit, which is just playing weirdly in the open. Nice shot from Matic. 2 good sprays in a row there from him. But yeah, very much in the open, in odd areas. They had the compound to just sit around, and yet they play in awkward spots where they know teams are coming from. So I'm not sure what happened there with Team Spirit. In the meantime, Shockwave is getting obliterated.
Oh no. That's bad time. The door frame was already getting sprayed down. He stepped in. There was a shotgun inside with his name on it, unfortunately. Dagestan on 3 players alive and 4 limbs, so going toe-to-toe right now with Team Spirit, the man advantage on the northwest side. Complete opposite ends of this circle. And still 17-15 survive in their central position.
Yeah, typically for a spot like Potato Hill, it's a case of needing to have basically 4 angles all held at the same time to ensure your safety, but so much respect given to that position from so many teams, not even bothering to try and rock up towards the east or west side. You really just have to back off, and right now there's not a huge amount of information gathering other than Bana from 17-15. There's still a lot of backstop potential from One For All as well. So for 17-15, somewhat worried for him.
That hold off on the west will be tricky. Arabal dodges the damage on the nade. Big Baby. They're able to completely take out Getso from proceedings. But that nade finds its mark. Wait, no, hang on a minute. Was it a nade and a little crash out? Did he hop out the vehicle early there?
He hopped out way too early. He was coming in real hot into the stratosphere, started to burn up, jumped out of the vehicle, forgot his parachute, and it was all over after that. Canina Power, 0, knocked. Big Baby following up from their death sentence over towards prison, now looking to take the rest to the other team. It's a good peek of the shotgun with Arabal and a molly to finish things up. That's going to cause mayhem in the building.
It's going to force them right to the corner, and a nade in is just going to keep that pressure on. There's the molly, taking the knock onto Badusi, and now it's just 0 for Canina Power. DBS on the inside, 3 players close by, but it's not even going to matter, because Arabal with the pump action to the gut. A flesh wound, but tears through him. Takes down the rest of them as well. 8-8 Academy in the meantime, now trying to approach Dagestan on this northwestern side, but they are being slowed down pretty awfully here, and Strangers are just over the ridge.
Yeah, 8 Academy going toe-to-toe with 2 separate teams, and Dagestan's caught right in the middle of a pretty sticky situation that I'm pretty sure they won't be able to unstick themselves from. Both teams gunning for this spot. This is over towards that northwest side, and Dagestan currently circle, so they will have to move at some point, but I just don't think they're going to be able to pull themselves out of this problem.
Midlands Academy disengage fully. They just run away. Bravely.
Nice shot though from Matic actually, again onto One For All. I think play so passive in these matches and so much more concerned with placement points than anything else. As soon as they start to hear that there was 2 teams potentially in this location, you forget the fact that you've completely pincered one team. You just work together with Strangers to take down Dagestan and go from there. I can understand trying to get the high ground over towards the eastern side and play down onto Strangers. That does make sense. But again, some passive maneuvers. Depends how much utility AA Academy actually had there. If they don't have a lot of nades remaining, likely want to save a lot of that for the end game, because this is going to be fairly open finish.
Yeah, on the north side, that slow descent from Potato Hill towards apartments on that north edge can be really, really difficult to cross. So keeping those smokes available, that's what you want to see. And given that, in general, the lobby doesn't carry too many smokes compared to other lobbies that we see on the international level, you can't really resupply either. You can't rely on other team smokes. Shifu with 3 of his own and 6 nades in hand, cooks one of them up, hits right at the base of the tree, doesn't quite connect there.
I mean, they're still fighting back though, which is the main thing. That nade's fairly close, but not quite close enough. Nades all just pouring through from Dagestan, creating themselves a tiny bit of space, Limbo Boom has a nice angle on the side, but huge amount of smokes makes life very difficult. A nade goes through over the